I just got a message from a girl that asked a question about dismissive avoidance that I think you guys will want to know the answer to. So she was saying that recently she found out that her DA partner was on dating apps, which is very common for dismissive avoidance, okay? So she finds out he's on dating apps and she blows up at him. And they get into this argument, whatever. Things blow over and he ends up like acting okay for a few days, like being really sorry, apologetic, like trying to smooth things over. But then she says that like a flip switched. Like after those few days, he all of a sudden just like did a whole 180 and is just like, you know what, I can't do this. He starts taking his space. He starts saying like, why haven't you left me? Like, I'm just doomed to be alone. I need my space. I need to be alone, whatever. And so now she's just absolutely like in a panic, wondering like, what the fuck is going on? And why would someone who wronged me then be punishing me for what they did? This is exactly what happened to me, just with a couple of different like contexts. But my ex had essentially lied to me. And this is ultimately what caused like the final destruction of our relationship. I don't know if you guys remember, but I made a video a while back about dismissive avoidance. And I said, if there's anything you need to know about dismissive avoidance, if there's any question you have about them, the answer will always be one thing: shame. If you are ever wondering why they are doing what they are doing, the answer will always be, most likely, shame. Here is what I can assume was likely the thought process of this girl's partner. He probably really loves her and, has been engaged in this relationship and has really liked being in this relationship genuinely. But at a certain point, he started feeling overwhelmed. He started feeling activated. But he's dismissive avoidant, so he doesn't know how to express his needs. He doesn't know how to advocate for himself, and he starts kind of pulling away a little bit. He has noticed throughout the relationship that he isn't really measuring up to what his partner wants. He can just kind of sense it. And the more that he pulls away, the more that he can tell that she is getting upset or maybe acting differently. And he just knows. He knows that she isn't okay with him pulling away like this. He starts feeling bad and shameful about the fact that he feels so overwhelmed and activated. He feels like he just wants the relationship to end because he doesn't know what else to do, but he doesn't know how to end it because he doesn't want to deal with conflict. So instead of ending it or having a conversation, he takes the coward's way out, which is what dismissive avoidants often do because they are so terrified of conflict. So he gets on dating apps looking for some kind of false security. A lot of avoidants will even do stuff like this, hoping in a weird way, like not even consciously, it's like a subconscious thing, but they're almost hoping that you do find out because they kind of want the relationship to be sabotaged and they want you to end up leaving them. Or they just simply are looking for some external validation because they feel so ashamed and they feel like they're not measuring up in their relationship. So when she does find out that he's lying and he's doing these things behind her back, she gets really upset. This causes conflict. Avoidants don't like conflict. Now he feels very ashamed and very, kind of like pigeonholed, like he doesn't know what to do. So his automatic response is going to be to appease her because dismissive avoidants are so afraid of conflict. He's not going to like scream back at her. He's not going to do all that. He's the more appeasing type. So he's going to appease her, try to smooth things over, be very apologetic. But after a few days pass, that shame is just building up in him so much. How can I be with her now that I've done this to her? How can I be around her and feel happy when I want to be out of this relationship? And why is she still even with me after I have done these things to her? Why won't she just leave me? So the shame builds and builds and builds, and it finally becomes too much, and that switch flips, and he can't take it anymore. And he pulls away, and he says, I can't do this. You deserve better. I don't know why you haven't left me yet, blah, blah, blah. And now she's wondering, what do I do? And this is my advice. Do nothing. Do not try to have conversations with him. She said that she was trying to be like super loving and understanding. Don't do that. Do not do that. Completely match his energy. Go ghost. He's activated. You're not going to get anything out of him. Your love and care and understanding is not going to work. As harsh as it sounds, this is the beginning of the end when it comes to a dismissive avoidant. He wants to be out of the relationship at this point. And the more that you try to do, the more you're going to push him away.